So this is what we have now. This is what your work should be looking like, and I'm going to show you how to join the shoulder parts together. I already took the liberty to join the right side, as you can see on the screen, and I'm going to show you how to join the left side. And you make sure your work is aligned before we start joining. To start, we're going to be needing our yarn needle and a piece of yarn in the needle. We're also going to turn out our work to the wrong side, as you can see, before we start joining, because we don't want the joining to be showing on the right side of the shirt. To start, you're going to be counting 3 chains, because we're starting from the chain part of the shirt. Insert your needle in the 3rd chain and insert at the front loop of the back portion, and insert your needle as I am doing, and then you tie off the thread so it doesn't unravel later. So I'm just trying to tie off the yarn, as you can see. So at this point, to continue sewing, you're going to insert your needle into the front loop of the front portion and the back loop of the back portion, as you can see. So I'm inserting my hook in the back loop and the front loop of the back. I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but the video is going to show you what I'm trying to explain. So just put your needle in the front loop and the back loop. We're not going to be putting the needle all through into our stitch. So this is to create some kind of pattern, which you see once we're done. This is how I like to sew the shoulder portion of this shirt, to give it a very neat and tidy look. As you can see, I am sewing and also weaving in the ends of my yarn, so I don't have to do it at the end. So I like to weave in my yarn as I work. So just continue to do this until we get to the end of this part. You can as well sew it the way you know how, anyhow you like to sew your project, but this is how I like to do mine. So insert your needle in the front and back loop and just join it. There's really no big deal to this part. Yeah, so once we're done sewing, I'm going to show you how to continue. So yeah, I'm done with my sewing and I've turned the shirt back to the right side. Don't forget to turn your work back to the right side before you continue working on your shirt. So now we're going to be working on the collar and the chest part where we're going to have the buttons. So yeah, I'm just going to show you how to start. I'm going to attach my yarn to the right side, as you can see from your screen. So we're going to attach the yarn and start working single crochet stitch in each space. So yeah, prepare your yarn and attach it. So now I'm going to start by working 2 single crochet in each space all the way to the end of the line. This part is really easy. We're just going to keep working single crochets all the way, and as I'm working, I'm weaving in my ends. Yeah, so 2 single crochet in each space until we get to the end of the row. If you get confused at any part of the video, I advise that you pause or you go back to the video and rewatch the parts that might seem confusing to you. So just keep working single crochets until the end. Now I'm on the last stitch of the row and I'm going to go ahead and make 2 single crochet. Now I'm going to make a 3rd single crochet into the stitch itself, as you can see, and then I'm going to work 3 more double crochet after the line. So once you get to the end, you're just going to work 3 more single crochets into the next stitch at the bottom, as I'm doing, just to create a nice effect on the shirt. As you can see that I have already passed the line. So you just work 3 single crochet into the stitch below the line, just 1 stitch below the line. So once you're done, turn your work and continue making single crochets all the way. We're going to be making 5 rows before we start the buttonholes. So once you get to row 5, I'm going to show you how to start making the buttonholes. On the last stitch of row 5, so you're going to turn your work and make single crochets. Now we're going to be making 10 single crochets before our first buttonhole. So make 10 single crochets. Once you have your 10 single crochets, you're going to chain 3, skip 2 and put a single crochet in the 3rd space and keep making 10 more single crochets. So in between, before the holes, the buttonholes, you're going to make 10 single crochets. This is depending on how many spaces you have, but 10 should be enough. You can add more if it doesn't align, but I'm going to be making 10 single crochets before my next buttonhole. So you chain 3, skip 2 and make a single crochet in the third space, as you can see. So in total we're going to have 3 buttonholes on row 6. So now you turn your work for row 7, turn your work and make single crochets till you get to the buttonhole, and in our chain space you're going to make 2 single crochets in the chain space. And this is how we're going to keep working till we get to the end of row 7. We're going to be making just 7 rows. Yeah, 7 rows, and this is what your work should be looking like. I hope you're not confused, because this is really simple to get. So this is what we have now. This is what our work is looking like, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but this time around we're not going to be putting holes, because that is where we're going to be adding our buttons. So on this side you're going to be making 6 single crochet rows. Yeah, so first you attach your yarn like we did on the other side. Attach your yarn and make 2 single crochets into the spaces until you get to the end of the line. So make single crochets, 2 single crochets in the space like we've done earlier. And remember that on this side we're not going to be putting any buttonholes. So instead of 7 rows we're going to be having 6 rows on this side. So just keep working your single crochets until the end of row 1. So I'm on the last stitch of row 1, and I'm just going to go and make my 2 single crochets. We're not going to exceed the line we have on this other side like we did on the first side. So just end it where the line ends and turn your work and continue working your single crochets. Sorry, I'm a bit off the camera, but I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to explain. So just work until you have 6 rows. So yeah, I'm done with my 6 rows, and this is what I have, and this is what you should have too. So yeah, we're done with the chest portion. Now we're going to be working on the neck. That is where we're going to have our collar. So I'm just going to attach my yarn and start working on the collar of the shirt. This side of the neck area is going to be a bit technical, because we want the next side where we had a decrease, we want that side to be straight. So we're going to be working 2 single crochet and the first stitch of our 3 double crochets. As you can see, you're going to skip the middle stitch and work a single crochet into the 3rd stitch like so. So go into the next space, work 2 single crochet, skip the middle stitch and work a single crochet into the 3rd stitch. So you're going to keep repeating that. Always remember to skip the middle stitch because we want this part to be a straight line. Skip the middle stitch, put a single crochet in the 3rd stitch. So you keep repeating this until we get to the back. So now at the back side, Once you've done your last 2 single crochet, you're just going to make a single crochet into the next stitch like so, and make 2 single crochet in the chain space. You're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch. Then once you get to the chain space, you put 2 single crochets in the space, as you can see me doing. Single double crochets in each stitch and 2 single crochets in the chain space, because we are using single crochets for the collar side of the shirt. So we're going to repeat what we did on our first decrease area when we get to the next decrease area that we did earlier in the shirt. I hope I'm explaining this well. I'm trying my best to explain as much as I can. So on this other side of where we have our decrease, you make 2 single crochet in the first stitch and 1 single crochet in the first stitch, as you can see. Skip the middle stitch and put 2 single crochet in the last stitch. This is like the reverse of what we did earlier. So 1 single crochet, skip the middle stitch and put 2 single crochet in the last stitch. This is just to make the line straight, so we won't have too much stitches and it will not look all wobbly, because we need the collar part to be straight. So just keep working single crochets all the way down. Chain 1, flip your work and keep working your single crochets. So for the collar, we're going to be having 12 rows of single crochet to make up the collar. So I'm not going to be able to finish off this work on camera, so I made a second version which I'm going to show you. So this is our shirt that we're using, and I'm going to show you another one which I have finished already. So yeah, this is what the collar should be looking like once you have your 12 rows completed. So yeah, this is what you should be having now once you finished your 12 rows. And now we're going to start the sleeves of the shirt. I'm going to attach the yarn to, you can attach the yarn at any part of the stitch, but I like to attach mine at the very edge, at the bottom of the armhole. Attach your yarn. We're still going to start with single crochets, so we're going to be working single crochets around in each stitch around the armhole. So in total we're going to be making 60 single crochets, around 60 single crochets. So as you're working your single crochets, count and make sure you have 60. So for me, I like to work 2 single crochets in the stitch and 3 single crochets in the chain space where we have our chain 5 from earlier. So just keep working single crochets around. So make sure you have 60, you shouldn't exceed 60 single crochets. Work your single crochets around, and I'm going to show you how to continue. Now I'm going to work my last single crochet into the stitch, then I'm going to finish off by slip stitching. Now we're going to start working our pattern as we've always been doing. We chain 3 to start and make 2 more double crochets in the same space. Once you're done with that, you chain 2, chain 2, skip 3 spaces, skip 3 single crochets, and work another 3 double crochet into the 4th space. Chain 2, skip 3, work 3 double crochets into the 4th space. This is the pattern for our row 1. So you just keep working this around until you get to the end of row 1. Now I'm at the end of my row 1. I'm just going to finish off my 3 double crochets into the 4th space. Chain 2. I'm going to slip stitch into the top of my starting chain. Slip stitch all the way into the chain space as we've been doing previously. So keep working our stitch around until you have 15 rows. So the total for the sleeves is going to be 15 rows. So just keep working your stitch. So yeah, this is what your work should be looking like. I have a total of 15 rows. Yeah, and I hope you have the same. You can exceed 15 rows if that's what you want, and you can keep working this to have like a long sleeve version of the shirt if that's what you're looking for. But here I'm just going to do 15. I'm just going to quickly show you how to attach this part of our collar. So all you need is your yarn needle and your yarn, and to sew that part down. So attach your yarn like so, and yeah, sew in, and make sure you tie it off to secure your yarn so it doesn't unravel. So once you have that done, you just keep sewing the collar part to your stitch like I'm doing. And like I said earlier, I like to weave in my yarn as I go. So I won't be able to show you how to attach the buttons. That's easy to do. So you'll be able to attach your buttons, and once you have your buttons attached, you have your shirt ready. So I'm not going to go ahead and finish off this part, and yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and I hope you'll be able to finish your project. And also don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And also I really appreciate if you tag me on your project on Instagram. I'm going to be putting my handles and my link in the description of this video, so you can share your finished project with me on Instagram. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.